A lot of people end up going to the hospital, waking up with a stiff neck, fall or something, hurt their low back. And there's really no treatment that comes from that. Even the imaging taken at a hospital usually isn't too productive. It isn't conclusive. Typically, you're going to get a lot of testing and very little treatment. When they do take an image, they're typically looking for a break. Breaks usually aren't that hard to detect. Very severe things are typically what the emergency room is looking to rule out, and that's the right thing for them to do. They don't have much expertise in restoring function, decreasing inflammation, and getting rid of the cause of your pain. They can usually detect where it's coming from if it is an overt break or some kind of tumor. But if it's a functional issue like an athletic injury or some kind of slip and fall in your low back, the best advice you're typically going to get is go home, take Advil, take ice, and rest, which doesn't fix you. So many patients have come to see me over the last 2 decades after they've rested for the 2 weeks of an injury that the hospital told them, oh, well, you're okay. But they weren't okay. They can't function. So how are you okay if you're in pain? And how are you okay if you're not functioning? And how could you go into a situation with a physical injury and leave without any physical treatment? To me, that's always kind of blown my mind. But if there's a part of my body that is physically injured or physically compromised, and you send me out with a piece of paper, I don't feel like I was treated at all, because this is a physical problem. There needs to be some sort of physical intervention to restore the mechanical deficit that my body is currently experiencing that's causing inflammation, that's causing muscle spasm, causing pain. So a good idea would be to go to the chiropractor, right? Because we're very well trained at identifying breaks, identifying things that may be coming from a tumorous lesion. These are the minority of cases, and the hospital is useful in that situation. But if you wake up with a stiff neck, you don't have an Advil deficiency, which is pretty much going to be your treatment when you go to the hospital after you wait 4 hours and they do all the testing that your insurance would pay for, and then they tell you to go home.